Here we are again, step 6 for grooming and posing. So I only videoed one of the birds here because honestly I ran out of memory card on my camera and I didn't really have the time to bring everything into my computer. So which is the same, seeing two birds getting groomed and posed is the same as seeing only one of them, or vice versa, because the process is the same. So here, as you can see, what I'm doing, I like to bring all the feathers up to be able to see which top feathers has gone through underneath the other ones, to be able to put all the shingles back together on the wing. I love my 12-inch pin or 10-inch pin or whatever it is. I really like it a lot because it protrudes right between the feathers and brings everything out. So once I have one of the wings fairly good, sometimes it's not 100% there at the first round, I just feel good that the wing is looking perfect good in the grooming area, and at the grooming stage, and then we'll come back at it again, because by the time you bend the wings back and forth, try to place it where it belongs, you can easily push the feathers on it to be ruffled up or get out of their spot again. So we have to come back to it a few times. As I said, nothing happens in one shot. We do a little bit here, a little bit there, go around the bird, make sure that we're doing everything at the same time properly, and then slowly the whole thing will take its shape. It's not like you do one wing perfectly good and then you leave it alone, you go to the next wing and finish that and you leave it alone. You do every part, little bit here, a little bit there, and you come around fixing all the problems. Give yourself 5 minutes break. Your eyes need to rest when you stare at something, because you easily miss a lot of different things. Your eyes get accustomed to what you're looking at and you simply can't see what's wrong. Give yourself a 2-3 minute break. Check on your messages on your phone, on your Facebook, whatever you want, and come back to it. Boom. The things that needs to be changed, they just stand out. Versus if you just keep working at it, you're easily going to miss a lot of details. So here I'm doing the same thing on the left wing right now. Try to bring everything back. If you notice, I move my bird, I move its body a lot. I move the wings a lot. I move its head a lot. I move its wings, neck a lot, down, pushed back and forth, left and right. And the reason is that it basically, by the time I do that, I push the feathers away so I can see what I'm doing. Because when it comes to owls, especially great gray owl, as you can see, they got a tiny body and a tiny skull, and literally all there is to it is feather. It's just a massive ball of feather. As you can see, I'm installing it on the permanent perch. There is only room for one more, and I will add it later on. But anyway, what I was mentioning about the feathers is just, if you let the bird intimidate you, or if you let the fluff intimidate you, you're going to panic if you can pull this thing off or not. And all you have to do, just take your time. Don't care about the fluff, because it's just a huge ball of feather. And study the feathers in terms of, because in terms of their shape and color, because the feathers on the breast, they might look pretty much gray and the back looks gray, but they're all different. The feathers on the neck is different than the feathers on the breast, and either in the front or in the back, when you go to the back of the neck has a different type of feather comparing to the shoulders. So if you categorize these groups of feathers, it'll be much easier for you to not get intimidated by the whole fluff that you're dealing with, and be able to group the feathers of the same kind and find your way around and find the proper tracks of feathers and lay them and pin them and glue them down where they belong to. So that's the only way that you can win the battle of fluff, basically, if you want to call it. Because some of these owls, I tell you, like this one, or even like saw-whet owl or great owls are pretty much all the same, but some of them are even worse. So this one can really get fluffy and messes you around in your mind. That are you dealing with the shoulder, or all of a sudden everything might look right, but you go and come back, you think that no, all the feathers are not, most of the feathers, sometimes they're not where they belong to. So all you have to do, just make sure, don't get fooled by them. Study the feathers. It is very important. So right now I'm trying to come up with the proper stance of the bird, and I usually open up the separate the wings from behind so I can get some access to the tail, so I can groom up the tail first. And then, see, I was working in the back, all of a sudden I'm in the front. I need to bring some breast feathers, move them around, make sure that they're in the right place. Now I'm grabbing the thighs, basically grabbing the body and giving the bird the proper stance. I wish some of you American friends have the opportunity one day that their regulation allows you to work on these birds, because they're magnificent. They can be a little bit challenging to start, and it might take a little bit longer than usual to get a hold of their whole anatomy and their feather structure and whatnot. But once you find them out, they're gonna be one of your top priority to mount all the time, because they're fun. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, you can see the head is going back and forth, left and right. I just need to see what's underneath there, because the amount of feathers you got on a great gray owl's head and neck is enough to cover up 3 other birds. And you just have to make sure that you know which type of feathers you're dealing with. And the reason I'm pushing all the feathers upward all the time is just because it helps with the grooming. They all get caught into one another. Usually the top ones gets caught underneath the lower ones, and you need to pull them right out. Yeah, definitely stand back as much as you can, because it brings a better perspective to what you're doing, and you can see the problems from distance much easier. You can notice that when I'm pushing my hand into the breast, my whole hand is getting lost in the feathers, and you pretty much can't see my hand. Like, that tells you how much fluff I'm dealing with right there. The body is totally small comparing to what you see. Like, I would say 70% of what you see is just feather. These are very small bodied owls, very small bodied. Their toes, their claws, they're not huge. Their skull is very small, but they got long feathers. Very long feathers. Okay, I zoomed up a little bit more for you so you can see better. And I'm still dealing with the shoulder feathers. See, I had the head totally looking the way I want it. Now it's not, because I wanted to do more grooming, and it's not a big deal. I'll turn the head back the way it's supposed to be. But I like to have them straight out so I can see all the feathers without having to deal with the bent neck on it. So, because I can easily bend the neck later. See, on an owl like this, there is a bunch of feathers in the front of the neck and there is some in the back. If you're not careful, seriously, if you're not careful, easily the front feathers can be pulled all the way to the back, and they can look quite similar, and you might think that everything is just perfectly in the right spot, which is not. If you basically study it better and more in detail, you will realize that. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Make sure that the front feathers are not turned or twisted to the back or to the sides. Everything gotta just go where they belong to, in order to make a mount looking as natural as you can. Like the side feathers on the neck can easily come forward or go backward. It's head and neck on raptors. Head and neck area is very important because of a huge crop area that they got. Gives you a big dent in top of the breast, like a V dent that we have, like the cavity where the crop basically is located. So that area and along all the face and on top of the head, the feathers, if they're not in the right spot, you're going to be able to tell. You might be able to mount a bird as clean as you can ever ask for, but if the feathers are not in the right place and the color patterns are not properly lined up, then something is going to be missing in the entire appearance of the mount. So as you can see, the mount is coming together fairly good right now. And this video, it might look on a little bit of a slower speed, but it's still sped up to I think 200%, so it's kind of like twice as fast as what it would be. And I have edited a lot of parts out. Okay guys, this video is it's coming to an end fairly soon. I'm pretty much done with this one, and I'll let you watch the rest of it, and at the end of the video I have a few different pictures lined up for you so you can see not only this one, this mount finished, and also a few different ones. Okay, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends, and support the channel so we can keep producing these videos for you for as long as we can. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.